Time to tinker and talk the night away. Grab your glue and paints, we're back again. It's model making day. From classic cars to soaring planes and steam trains on the track. Whether die-cast builds or part work kits, there's no turning back. So let's tinker and talk, just you and me, building dreams from plastic, one sprue at a time. You see, whether sanding down or fitting parts, we share the joy, that's how it starts. Come along, let's tinker and talk the night away. Oh, got a Mustang here and a Spitfire too, maybe a steam train. The smell of glue, the sound of chat, in this world we all remain. Got a tip or trick, then drop it in chat. We build as friends, not just fans. This bench is open, the stream is live. Come lend a helping hand. Yeah, we tinker and talk with laughs and care. The hobby's better when you've got good folks to share. From sanding wheels to fixing wings, we celebrate the little things. So come on in, let's tinker and talk the night away. Screws and glue, just me and you, talking shop till the model's through. A misstep here, a perfect fit. We cheer each other every bit. Let's tinker and talk under workshop lights, chasing calm and joy through long creative nights. From revel kits to die-cast dreams, we're builders, makers, part of a team. It's Tuesday night, let's tinker and talk the night away.
Good evening everyone and welcome to another Tinker and Talk Tuesday. Now I'm really determined to try and get the DB5 finished. Will I do it tonight? I don't know. There's not a great deal left to do, but most of it's going to be down to me just finding pieces. I've got the first like 3 parts already sorted, but this is pretty much all that's left of bag 3, and then bag 4 only seems to be a couple of small bags. So we'll see. I'm not going to try and waffle on too much and try and get more building done today. There is one little thing I will say. I've been taking apart the skyline again. So as you know, I've put the body on it and got it all working, etc. Wasn't quite happy with the fit, so I've now taken it apart and I've done a couple of tweaks. You may have seen a very small video earlier. I've just done a short of me changing the LEDs at the front. So the headlights, I've now changed to bright white as opposed to warm white, and I found a little quick easy way of actually putting the headlights in. So much easier than what the instructions tell you. So if you are doing the skyline and you haven't quite got to the point of putting the headlights in yet, you might want to check out that quick short video. There is another video coming soon of rerouting the wires as well, so do check that out soon. But for now, we're going to get on with the DB5. And hopefully I can switch camera. There we go. So, if you remember, this is where we got to last time. And we managed to get that little mechanism working. Now, this is quite an exciting bit because I think this is where we're going to be concentrating on the guns and the mechanism for those. So, hopefully, it's not going to take too long to do this. I'm looking at the book, we're probably 2/3 of the way through. But bag-wise, I'm sure we're more than that. Right, so we're going to kick off with those two square bits. And then these two yellow bits with the holes in the middle. And then these white bits. Now, I think this is all just sort of reinforcing that mechanism now. And obviously building up the front here, ready for all the bodywork to go around it. Oh yeah, that Toyota engine is very well detailed. And yeah, I half expected to have to do an oil change on it. And I thought the Skyline engine was detailed, but yeah, when it comes to putting bits in that you're never going to see, I think that's borderline ridiculous. And as I say, some could argue that you don't see the DeLorean engine, but you wouldn't expect to build the DeLorean without an engine. So, but I don't expect to build an engine with a clutch. Surprised the clutch pedal didn't work, to be fair. Got 3 of these going in, 1 there, 1 there, and there. I guess, but and that's one way of putting it, I guess. But yeah, and most people are probably going to know that there's a clutch in there if you're building an engine like that. But and some people aren't probably going to know what it's called. I know it said it was a clutch, but that doesn't explain anything what it does, or any functionality of it really. So I don't know. That was my grumble last week. So I'll gloss over it now. I need 2 of those. Need another plate. There it is. Yeah, I'm ish, but yeah, I still don't know. And there wasn't one in the Skyline. We just had the bell housing. I think it's definitely the first car we've ever had to put a clutch in. And I don't know about anyone else, any other builds. Can't remember seeing anything. Where is that going? There. Looks like it. And that one goes in there. And that engine, you could have quite easily just left the clutch out and it would not make any impact to that build whatsoever. Maybe I should have left it out just as a display piece. Here you go, here's the clutch. Need another plate, there it is. I like it when Windows look for bright yellow bits. I can find those easily. Now we need 2 dark grey bits. There's 1. There's 2. Excellent. And we need to put that on there like that. And that on there like that. And then that is going there. Well, it depends on how you limp it in, doesn't it? They don't actually drive it for an MOT. It's just got to get to the service ramp. Put that on the way around, like that, and that. That's like a life achievement, isn't it, Chris? Right, should find these bits quite easy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. 2 black plates. Very easy. Black bit seems to be easy to find. And a sea of grey. Right, what are we doing with them? We have 2 of these going this side. I was really excited. I thought we were going to go straight for the guns, but clearly not. Got those going in there. Yep. And, well, yeah, they're hoping that you forget about it and don't claim it or something, so, yeah, they can keep the money. Right, so that's those in there. And now we need some Technic pieces. And they happen to be grey, so I can't find them. There they are. There's 2 of those. You need 3 of those in total. Dee dee dee. I know there's an app you can get, which you can take a picture of Lego like this, and it will tell you what you can build from it. I wonder if it would help for finding parts. You'd have to keep taking the picture, I guess, so when you move things around. I'm after 2 black ramp sections. There's one. There's the second one. To think it's those 2. Yeah, pay tax all your life and then pay tax on your pension that you're being given. So, is that like effectively double taxed? Right, where's the other one like that? There it is. So, 3 of those, 2 of those, 2 of those. Need 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. So what are we doing with those now? We're taking one of those. We're taking one of those and put it on there. And then that's going in there. And the white one's going on top. We've got to make 2 of them. I'm assuming the same way around. Looks like it. Oh, I see what this is. This actually started the engine. So we've got that there. That one there. And then that there. Now we need these grey ones. We need 2 of these. And that's going to go that way around. And it's going to go in there. And then do the same thing for this side. like so. Oh, so we're actually building up the engine block. So let's put the car to one side for a second and see if I can find all these parts. What was I meant to do with those two bits? Put them somewhere. There. And then I didn't grab those two blocks, which would go there and there. Now we can move on to the next bit, which is the engine block. I was so excited seeing this bit here and thinking, like, oh, what's that? The end, and it's actually starting to build an engine. Right, so we need 6 of these. 6. Need loads of parts for this. 4 of these. Can't find the 4th one. It's a black piece. Where is it? There it is. Not that I've seen, Mark. But building an engine makes you wonder if the bonnet opens. I hadn't actually checked that far. Because it could be a pointless point making an engine if the bonnet doesn't open. I have a new grumble. Another white bit. There it is. 4 of those. We have 6 guns. 3, 4, 5, 6. Love how Lego use whatever they've got to hand at times to make something else. 2, 3 of them. Black block, that one. 2 of these dark grey pieces. 1 3x1. 1 of those plates. And 1x6 dark grey. Okay. So first of all, that goes to that. That goes on there. You have these white pieces. Clicking in here. I don't know how long this is actually taking me, but I'm sure it's taking me longer to do this than it did the Lego Orca. Pretty sure there's a lot less pieces of this. Right, next we need that. Don't I need? Oh, I need 3 of these. That makes sense. 1 goes on like that. Then we have these going like this. Flat plate going on top. That is then going on top of those white ones, like so. And then we have these going like this, which is then going on there. And I've just realised that's obviously the mimicking the fuel rail. And then we need this get these 6 on here. I'm going to open that up and put that in there. And then with the guns, you need to put the handles in there. I'll be very disappointed if the bonnet doesn't open. I think that's actually pretty good. And having done the Aston engine in the ugears DB5, I can see what they've represented there. That's really good. So the engine block, that is going. Looks like we need to just position these a little bit so they sort of go to the center. That'd be the exhaust manifold, you reckon? It's going to sit in here somehow. Like that. We just need to open these up a little bit, I think, like it says. Like that. That is pretty good, I think. Put that to one side for a second, and let's see if we can find some more parts. We need one of those. One of those. Silver bit. 2 darker grey pieces. I think these are lamp holders, what they're called. I think that's Lego's official title for them. Maybe 1 or 2 of those. 2. Where's the other one then? I can see light grey ones. Definitely looks like it's a dark grey that they want. I'm only finding 1 dark grey one. It can't be a piece I lost, because I didn't kick over this bag. There it is. Excellent. So 2 of those, 1 of those, 1 of those, 1 of those. That piece. 2 dark ramp sections. And then we need 2 of these. 1, 2. That goes in there. Don't worry away. That goes on there. And then we need to make 2 of these. So that goes on the bottom of there. That goes on top like that. Do the same for this one. No, it's not those we need. Bring that back over. And then these are going at the front of the engine here. Like that and like that. And then this is, oh, it goes on there. This is the airbox. If I can get that on there. Then it folds around. And it goes just in there. So it's the airbox and the air hose. Right, we need one of those. We need 2 3x1s. Need those 2. Two of these flat pieces. Oops. And 1 of the white pieces. Where has it gone? There it is. So, first thing we need to do is grab one of those, put it on there. Another one of those, put it on there. And then they go. There. Try and then work out where this goes. Let's try looking at this one first. It goes like that. So that one must mimic that one on that side. That white one needs to go on there. Don't know why I didn't do that earlier. And then this piece is going to go just there. Excellent. Right, 4 yellow ones. It's easy to find. 2 of these red ones. Also easy to find. 2 black bits. Then we need 2 of these silver plates. There's 1. There's 2. Excellent. Oh, I just realised the bit we're making now. It's quite clever how they've done that. So that goes on there. That goes on there. And then that will click in like so. And click in like so. You'll see that nice iconic piece there of the DB5. Now work out where we're putting all these other parts. Don't get too excited by the iconic parts. Right, so that's those in. Right, now we need to do a little bit more engine work, it looks like. So we've got that. We have 4 of these. And 1 of those. And we also need that. So I'm going to pop these on here. Get them all lined up. That goes on there. That goes on there. And then we have 1 of those that goes on there. And then this is going just in there, like so. Two Technic pieces. 2 of those Technic pieces. And 1 of those. So we're going to take this, and that's going to push in like so. Going to do the opposite for this one. And then where's this piece going? Oh, this is the start of the front grille. That piece is. These are going into those yellow blocks that we put in earlier. He says. 1. It won't go in. There it goes. Perfect. Well, now we get to create the grill. Let's put that to one side. They've got these printed tiles, which is going to make up the grill. Now we need 7 of those in total. 3, 4, 5. Nope. 6 and 7. Excellent. We need this blue piece, that piece, and we need the other half of the grill, or grill frame, I should say. So that's going to go. Try to work out how that goes on there. I think it goes like that. Then we have the 3-piece going there, the 4-piece going there, and then we can fill in the rest of the grill, like so. Hey Ed! You've come at an exciting point because we're just putting in the iconic Aston Martin front grille. Just need to work out how it goes in. Let it just sit in there. Oh, I see how it goes in. It slots in. Like that. And then this will hold it in place. He says. Why does that seem too narrow? I just guess it's how it is. There we are. I know I've got the focus on the camera locked, but you can see it. Right, so now we get to do the top part of the grill. And we need that, 2 of these, and we need 3 ramp sections. There's 1, there's 2. Where's number 3? Why can't I see the 3rd one? There it is. So that goes on there, that goes on there, and then we have these 3 pieces. Oops, like that. And then I need to find my sticker sheet. And we need number 5. Yep, there's 2 number 5s on here, which is the Aston Martin badge. Try and get this lined up-ish. Like so. And then that will go on top of here. There we are. The front of the Aston Martin is looking like that. And if I'll press the right button in a minute. There we go. Press the right button. And I'll change the camera. So that's what the front is looking like. Really good. Updated OBS and it seems to have changed all the shortcuts. So not used to all the buttons at the minute. I haven't changed them back. Literally done OBS update 5 minutes before this stream. Not a good move. Right, we need that. I do need those 2. Also need 2 of those as well. Try and find all the bits that we need. 2 of those shoes. We need another ramp bit. There it is. 2 black pieces. And we need, not that, 2 of those. So now that's going to go like that. That's going to go like that. And that one's going to go there. And I'm going to do the same for this one. And that is going there. There. And there. Right. Now we're getting to the point of doing the indicator lights and weaponry, I think. Right, we need two of those, two clears, two of those, two of the white ones, four 2x1s, two of those, and two of those. Guess what those are going to be? Right, so we've got two opposite assemblies to make. That's going to go like that and like that. Nope, like that. That has the clear lens on the front. Then we have that yellow stud on top. And then that white claw. And then this goes in there. That plate goes on top like that. So that's that one. And then basically you've got to make the same thing, but in the opposite way. Yellow stud. White claw. That on top. And then that goes there. Right. Oops. Almost forgot that bit. So now, does that not lock in? Just sort of loosely goes in. Very loosely. Right, are you ready for this? Try and change camera again. It doesn't work! Why doesn't it work? There we go. Brilliant. Been waiting ages to do that. Which camera works best for you? This or this? I think on this one you can see more of the build. But obviously the other one you get more of a close-up. You need like red button interactive where you can actually change your camera angles. Sky Sports still do that? Used to be able to like follow the players and things like that on Sky Sports when you're watching football. Right, so we've got that and that, that and that. What time is it? 25 to 2, that's not too bad. That goes there. That goes there. And then bring the car back over. This is going to go just here. Making sure all that joins together properly. Perfect. So that's the side of the car, looking like that. Right, so we're going to finish off building the wheel arch now. And let's just find the parts. 2 of those. Oh, there might be many parts, easy, make it difficult to find. I know it's all sear grey, but you should be able to find stuff. Need 2 of those. Let's see one. Da. 1, 2. Looks like 2 have been. Noah's Ark stage. Looking for another ramp section. Not that one, that one. 2 silver pieces. 2 grey pieces. And 2 flat tiles. What are we doing with those? That goes on there. And we'll go there. And then that one and that one. We'll go just there. That meant to line up? I guess it does. Yep. And then with these pieces, we need to make 2 of the same, pretty much. So that's going to go in the bottom of there. That then goes on top. And then we have, that goes on there. That goes, nope, not that one. The one with studs. And then that one. Need to make another one of those. Silver one, that one, that one, and that one. And then they go at the front here. 1 and 2. Then we need 1. Need 2 of them. Where's the other one? Need another one of those ramp bits as well. Need 2 of those. And there's a ramp bit. So that's going to go there. Link those 2 bits together. That's then going to go behind that one. Same on this side. Try and get that lined up nicely. There we go. And then we have these 2 pieces, which are going to finish off the front of that piece. Like so. And now we need, looks like we're doing the headlights. That, we need 2 of those. 2 of these shield pieces. 4 of these pieces. Where's the fourth one? There it is. And 2 yellow pieces. So let's have that this way around. And what are we doing with all these pieces? So we're getting the shield and the clear part. Shield and clear part. And then we have this little claw section, like so. That's then going to attach to there and to there. So how's our headlights? Looking like that. Now, the question is, what are we doing with the rest of the parts? Got that going in there. That one going in there. And these going in that gap? Nope. That doesn't seem right. That gap. And that gap. There. And then these yellow pieces are filling in that gap there. And there. Excellent. Right. Next stage. We need 22 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. There we go. Right, just put those to one side. So these are going to go and make up the sides, but we also need bits on the inside as well. So this is going to go all the way to the door. Like that. Same on this side. Yeah, when I've got hardly any parts, makes it so much easier to find parts. And now, these pieces are going on the inside. How far are we going with these? Looks like to there. Have I missed a stage? Nope. Nope. I'm almost jumping ahead of myself. That's where it is. Looking at the wrong section. Right, I ran out, so I must have done all of those. So the next piece we need is this. That's going to go on there and on there. These 2 flat tiles are going on there and there. It's looking more and more promising that I'm going to have a bonnet to open. That's going there. That's going there. Hey, Bergdes. Oh, we're on the last bag. So that's it. They're all spares, apparently. Seems to have a lot of spares. I'm not going to question it. Not going to question it. More bags within bags. Right, well, I'm not going to finish it tonight, not in about 13 minutes. It's kind of annoying I'm not going to finish it. Right, what do we need first? So that's going to go like that, and like that. And then we need a plate, which I cannot find. Oh, there it is. It's upside down this way. I need to do that twice. So I need another long blue piece, which is there. I need 2 of these again. Right, nope. One needs to be the opposite way around. And looks like that goes in there. I'm assuming it's all no, because it's a flat plate, so it won't click onto there. So that's how it is. Next, we need that, and we need that. That's going on there. There's another one of those reverse plates, which is going there. Need to look for more grey pieces within grey pieces. 2 grey ramps, small ramps, not those. I'm not finding it. Where are they? There's one. Keep thinking it's those, but it's not. I'm sure it's upside down and I can't see it. One was in this section, so it's got to be, there you go, in that section. That's then going just there. And I've just realised that's the start of the opening of the bonnet. Right, I'm happy now, it's going to have an opening bonnet. Right, let's see if we can get the bonnet done at least for tonight. So, what do we need for that? That not check piece? Yes, it is. We need 2 of these. One. Where's the other one? There it is. Speed building is so much easier to do when you've got all your bits and they're all organised. I'm sure it didn't take me this long to do the Orca. Maybe they're just better organised parts in the Orca. Just don't know how long it'll take me to berg this. Oh, look at one piece, that's why. There's that. And that. Then we need 4 of these. And we need to make 2 of these sections. Like that. Like that. And like that. That then goes on there. And on there. And then we need, not the short one, but the longer one, taller one. Very specific that you need the taller one. We need 2 of these little corner pieces. A little seat piece. The biggest problem with getting this done quickly is the sea of grey. Just finding the parts. That goes on there, that goes on there. That goes on there. That goes on there. And then that is going there. And then we have that. It's going to attach on there. Well, that looks pretty good, doesn't it? Got hair stuck in it. Right. Have a quick look through. Yeah, I don't think the rest of that's going to get done tonight. I've probably got another 20 or 30 minutes, I reckon, to complete this. Let's quickly do this last page of this section. Two of those. So the biggest problem is just finding the parts. Not so much about the time in assembling. It is just finding the parts. And try and work out what the part is. Is it showing you? Is that clear or no? Maybe it is a clear piece. Where does it go? Oh, it's the mirror, so it probably is a clear piece. There isn't a silver piece here anyway, not that I can see. Right, so We need to make 2 of these. That goes like that. I haven't found that piece. We need 2 of them as well. 1. There's the second one. Yeah, possibly finish it off next week, and then might be have a bit of a double header next week. And if I get this finished, then I'll have something else queued up, ready to go. Nope. That goes that way. We need that as well. Goes on top there. Wedge piece. Nope, that way around. Silver cone shape piece, which is going there, and then that goes there. We'll do the same thing for this one. That. Where's the cone shape piece? There it is. Got the clear one there, which goes in there. And we need that wedge piece. Where's the wedge piece gone? There it is. And that goes that way. And then these will go in there. That's the mirrors. And then I'll just quickly do these rear window parts. There's that and that. Is that it? Looks like it is. So that goes like that. That goes like that. And that goes like that. And that goes like that. And that is the last bit on that page. So we'll call it a night there, but that is what that is looking like. So pretty much all the lower sections done. So the last bits to do is going to be the boot, which I know has a bulletproof shield in it. And from the looks of it, is going to take me forever to build all this up. Obviously got the windscreen, etc., and the roof section. And obviously the roof section, as you know, is going to have that mechanical section on it as well. So a lot of mechanical still left to do on this build. So it is going to take me a little while to do, and I reckon at least 20 minutes, if not more, just try and find all the parts. So I'll switch the camera and I'll say my goodbyes. Right, so thank you again for joining me. It's been really, really good, and I'll show you that on that camera now, which looks really, really great. Really happy with the iconic bits that they've actually managed to put in. So we've got the little side grills there. We've got the front grille looking really, really good. And let's see if the guns will work. I think they're a little bit temperamental. So there might be a trick or something for the guns, because they don't move very well, as you can see. I'm trying to move it underneath as well, but maybe I can try and sort that. Maybe there's something that's not quite in line. But again, something else I can sort, hopefully next week. As I said, if by some miracle this doesn't take the full hour next week, I'll try and get something else queued up, ready to go. Possibly maybe a little bit more of the Flying Scotsman, because now that Mallard's done, have a little bit more concentrated effort on the Flying Scotsman, I think. The other option is probably the ugears GT40, which I've got up on the shelf there. So maybe start that one. I'm probably more inclined to do Flying Scotsman. So yeah, next week on this channel will be this one. It will get finished, and depending on how long that takes, we'll move on to something else in the same stream. So hopefully you can join me next week, and hopefully I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Cheers.